Please be seated. The graduates, the candidates for degrees, the faculty, the staff, and the parents, families, and friends of the graduates and candidates are now assembled. I hereby declare this School of Management Commencement of the University at Buffalo to be open. Welcome to our 2016 graduation program, honoring this year's recipients of graduate degrees from the University at Buffalo School of Management. We are here to offer our personal congratulations to our students as well as to their families and friends. Before I go on, I would like to ask if there are any veterans and those serving in the armed forces who are here today to please stand. On behalf of the University at Buffalo and the School of Management, we thank you for your service. Today, we recognize the accomplishments of our graduates, as well as their potential for achievement and success in the years beyond. You are a source of pride and optimism for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, as we begin our ceremony, please stand and join vocalist Wes Richter Jr., Master of Business Administration, Class of 2013, in singing the National Anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce several special guests. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. On my left is Andrew Peer, President of the School of Management Alumni Association. Continuing on my left is Darren Treadway, Chair of the PhD program, and Charles Zukowski, President and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs of the University at Buffalo. On my far right is Adam Fries, our graduate student commencement speaker, Dr. Philip Glick, Chair of the Faculty Senate, Feng Gu, Chair of the MBA-MS Program Committee, and Frank Kostofiak, Associate Dean for Executive Education. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of faculty and staff who are joining us today. Today, we send 545 graduates out into the world armed with a top-notch education. As I was thinking about the words of wisdom that I might be able to share before you graduate, I settled on a message that I hope is helpful and powerful. In business, we often think that those who are aggressive and act in their own self-interest are the ones who get ahead. Well, a colleague of mine, Professor Adam Grant, who, by the way, is also the youngest professor to ever receive tenure at the Wharton School, he's challenged this assertion. In his book, Give and Take, Grant identifies 3 types of styles. First are the takers. They like to be able to get more than they give. Takers are not necessarily cruel or cutthroat, but they do certainly put their interests ahead of those of others. Next are the matchers. They view the world in transactional terms. They are willing to help others, but they expect that they will get what they get is evenly matched by what they receive. And finally are the givers, who prefer to give more than they receive. Givers are other-oriented. Now, we tend to think of reserving the label for givers for those larger-than-life heroes like Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa. But being a giver doesn't require self-sacrifice. It just involves supporting the interests of others, just as like mentoring a new employee, giving a colleague some help, or sharing credit for a job well done. Grant found that very often the top performers in the workplace are in fact givers. Successful givers build goodwill through their generosity. That goodwill is social capital that comes back to them in the form of reputation and prestige, and a strong supportive network that provides help and information when needed, all of which can be enormously helpful and beneficial in your job and your career. On the other hand, we've all seen givers who can get taken advantage of. They can get steamrolled by takers and lose out to matchers in negotiations. They give so much of their time and energy to others that they can't successfully accomplish their own work. Unfortunately, many givers find themselves as proverbial doormats. Maybe you've even experienced this yourself. I know I have. It's not surprising then to learn that many givers also occupy the lower end of the performance distribution for all of these reasons. So the question is, how can you be a strong and successful giver and not be a doormat? Well, Grant identifies 3 strategies. First, successful givers are not only generously helping others, but they also ask for assistance themselves. Here's a technique that can help givers overcome that reluctance to appear needy or overly assertive. Be an agent for others. Frame your request for help as a way to support your organization, your team, your family. By acting as an agent for others, you can both successfully give and also have the assertiveness to ask for help when you need it. Second, set boundaries for when, how, and whom to help. One former student of mine, who is now a successful financial analyst and has the reputation in her firm for being an outstanding mentor, she sets aside time 1 day every 2 weeks to mentor junior colleagues. She avoids having her time monopolized by takers by only continuing mentoring relationships when her junior colleagues commit to paying forward by helping others themselves. Third, balance your empathy with perspective taking by seeking to understand the needs and interests of those you're trying to help. Doing this will ensure that you provide help in the way that best addresses the needs of others without sacrificing your own needs. So in closing, I say to you, be an impactful giver. You'll make everyone around you more successful and be successful yourself. Thank you. It's now my distinct pleasure to introduce Provost Charles Zukowski, who will offer greetings.
Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day outside. It's a little misty over the lake. The cherries are blooming and little petals are floating around. The sun is shining, and you're graduating. Fabulous. Just fabulous. I am thrilled to be here today with you, your family, friends, and the university community to celebrate your exceptional achievements to date and eagerly anticipate all that you will accomplish in the future. As one of the nation's leading public research universities, UB has a mission of creating new knowledge and communicating this knowledge to you, the next generation of leaders, researchers, professionals, and citizens. We take seriously our responsibility to improve the human condition through our research, economic development, and engagement activities. At UB, as UB students, you have learned from the most respected thought leaders, teachers, mentors, and accomplished professionals in management. This education is informed and enhanced by the scholarship undertaken by our outstanding faculty. You have been partners in the process of seeking and using knowledge and understanding to build a better world, to be a giver. This partnership occurs in the classroom, out in the business community, and in the world. Graduates, you have developed deep domain knowledge in management fields and shared it through your scholarship, your publications, your presentations, and in your projects. You have had the opportunity to participate in entrepreneur and MBA case competitions. You have gained valuable hands-on business experience through internships, team projects, and direct engagement with business and professionals. You have taken advantage of the research opportunities offered by our top-ranked School of Management. You have challenged yourselves. You have been exposed to the wealth of ideas. You have had meaningful interactions with your peers and with professors. These are the experiences that shape your unique perspective and the way of approaching the world. It is this distinct combination of classroom, applied learning, team building, and out-of-class experiences that enable you to develop the creativity, the empathy, and the leadership skills needed to succeed in the field of management. As management professionals, teachers, and experts in an increasingly complex, global, disruptive, and digitally mediated world, you will need to be responsive to the new challenges and opportunities that arise with these constant social changes. Your UB education has prepared you to be flexible and to apply your knowledge and skills in different ways and meet the challenges that are coming at you head on. These are the attributes that will assure your success in the future. I wish you my very sincere and heartfelt congratulations to each of you in this 2016 University at Buffalo School of Management graduates. We are very proud of you and all that you have accomplished, and we look forward to your accomplishments to come. Congratulations.
Thank you, Provost Zukowski. I would now like to introduce Adam Fries, Master of Business Administration, Class of 2016. Adam will present his remarks on behalf of all of the School of Management graduate students. As an involved member of the student body, Adam has participated in the Leader Corps Development Program. He's worked as a mentor in the MBA Buddy Connect program. He has also served as Vice President of the Graduate Management Association, where among many other tasks and responsibilities, he led a team of MBA students in the school's annual Giving Tree program. In addition to Adam's academic excellence and many roles within the university, he plays an active role in the community Through his church, the chapel at Cross Point, Adam helps in the nursery during Sunday service each week and participates in various church activities and events, such as collecting food and raising funds for Agape International missions to end human trafficking. Currently, Adam interacts with prospective MBA students through his work as an MBA ambassador and has recently accepted into the Buffalo MBA Consulting Group and will be doing pro bono consulting work for the UB's Center for the Arts. He has recently accepted a position with North American Breweries as a sales analyst. Please join me in welcoming Adam Fries.
Thank you, Dean Teslick, and welcome Provost Zukowski, esteemed faculty and staff, families, and 2016 graduates of the University at Buffalo School of Management. I would also like to thank and welcome those who are streaming online from across the globe. I will speak on behalf of our graduating class and say that without the support of our family, friends, coworkers, faculty, and staff, we would not be here today. Lastly, I would like to thank the School of Management for providing me with an opportunity to speak to you all today on such an important occasion for me and my fellow graduates. These past 2 years have been the best 2 years of my life. I could speak for days about all the positive experiences in the UB School of Management, but my time is brief. Instead, I would like to ask 2 questions of my colleagues. The first question came up constantly when each of us were accepted into the UB School of Management, and that was, what do you hope to get out of your grad program? The second is a question which we're finding ourselves pondering quite frequently now that we're finishing up, and that is, what did you get out of your grad program? 2 years ago, I personally would have answered with 3 broad goals. I wanted to learn more about marketing, I hoped the program would open some doors in the job market, and of course, I wanted to make more money. In retrospect, these goals weren't very well thought out in order to justify spending another 2 years in school. And now, here we are, with everything coming to a close. Think of all the group work. Think of the presentations, various assignments, exams, and the countless late nights that made meeting deadlines possible. What did we get out of our UB School of Management graduate program's experience? Was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it. I've identified 3 major opportunities that made it all worthwhile. First, the opportunity to learn how to work with people from different backgrounds. A strength of the UB School of Management's graduate level programs is there is so much diversity. We've had the opportunity to learn how to work in these diverse climates, which is not something one can teach in a lecture hall. In the real world, you don't get to pick your teammates. Thanks to the UB School of Management, we'll all be ready for that. Second is the opportunity to be challenged every day. We've been challenged by our professors, by each other, and we have all challenged ourselves. We have learned so much because of all these challenges. I will be the first to admit I was horrified when I received my first assignment as a grad student, and I'm sure my peers would say the same. But a lot has changed since then. We have each raised the bar and go above and beyond in everything we do. We've done this while managing jobs, internships, and extracurricular activities, in addition to supporting our families and maintaining social lives. As UB School of Management graduate students, we have redefined what is challenging, and now when a challenge awaits, we say, bring it on. And lastly, we've had the opportunity to develop relationships with incredible people with the most interesting backgrounds from all over the world. That is each and every one of you. From day one, we've evolved from being classmates, to being teammates, to becoming friends, and now we are family. For this alone, this is worth every penny of the tuition of the MBA program, and I know the same goes for all the programs graduating today. So I ask you, my colleagues, to think about yourself when you join the UB School of Management as a graduate student, and think about yourself now. Who were you when you started? But more importantly, who are we now? We are leaders. We are strategic thinkers. We are the UB School of Management graduate programs class of 2016, and there is nothing we cannot do. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Adam.